Okay, let's do another tech tip. Tonight we're going to talk about passwords. Passwords are very important on the internet, especially. Having a password to get into your computer is not so important unless you're particularly worried about someone in your household sitting down at your computer and getting to your stuff. Then it might be important. But we're going to talk about mainly internet passwords and the importance of having a strong password and having different passwords. Now, you may have heard this before on television or read about it on the internet. Everybody's saying use a strong password. Um, and you think to yourself, well, how am I supposed to remember that? And it's difficult, but it's necessary. You read about and you hear about in the news all the time people having their identity stolen. And a lot of that is because they've used a simple, weak password, and mainly they've used the same password for every site they go to. It's important that you use a complex password, especially for sites that are important, like your banking site or financial information, places you order stuff from using your credit card. You don't want to have a simple password like the word password or password 123, or a lot of people, that's what they do, or they use their name 123. That stuff's too simple for people to guess and too simple to tie together and completely steal your identity and all your information, and pretty soon they've taken all your money out of your bank account. So you want to use something that's good, and the main thing you don't want to use is use the same password on every site. Especially, you don't want to use the same password on your email that you use on another site you sign up for. The site you sign up for, maybe your bank or whatever, asks you for your email to begin with. So that's what you use to log into the site. You put in your email address and then your password. Well, if you have given them your email address and then you use the same password as your email, well, you have given them both pieces of the puzzle. They could easily guess that that's what you've done, go into your email, sign in using that password, and then they see all the other accounts you signed up for because you've gotten emails from them. They know everything about you and everywhere, and they can steal all your information. So if you want to be safe, you want to use different passwords on pretty much every site, but mainly you need to use at least two different ones. Your email should be different from every other thing if that's what you're using to sign up with stuff. So don't give them your email password. Another thing to remember is when you're going to these sites and you're signing up, they ask you security questions in case you need to recover your password. They ask you something like, what was your favorite pet's name, or what's your mother's maiden name, or what street did you grow up on? They don't really need that information from you. It's not important to them. It means nothing to them. It's only something that you can type in the field so that you can recover your password if you use it. So lie when you answer those questions. If it asks your mother's maiden name, don't give them your mother's maiden name. That's too easy for someone else to find out if they want to steal your information. Make up a different name and put it in there. Of course, if you're going to tell a lie, you need to remember the lie that you told. So I'm going to show you a little kind of simple way to keep up with having different passwords and to make it a little bit easier for you to do this kind of stuff. the first thing you can do is you can write this down on a sheet of paper in your home. Write down my password for Southern Bancorp is this on a sheet of paper. My password for Google is this, and my password for Yahoo is this, and just write it on a sheet of paper. And then the only way somebody could get it is if they actually had physical access to that sheet of paper. They're not going to be able to steal that off of your computer in any way. So that's the way you can keep up with multiple different passwords, is to write it on a sheet of paper. Then if you want to be a little more secure, you can take that sheet of paper and hide it under the mattress in your bedroom. And so not only would they have to find your computer, they'd have to figure out that the sheet of paper was in your bedroom. Well, that's one way to do it, but you can also do a similar thing on your computer. You can make a document on your computer that has your passwords on it. My Google password is XIUY714D. That's not actually my password, but that would be a kind of a good password there. Or a lot of times you want to use something. You also want to use a symbol if they will allow you to do so, exclamation point or a ampersand sign, something like that. And then, my bank is R47 capital D Y7UX exclamation point. And you can make a little document like this. Just when you save it, don't save it as passwords and put it in your My Documents folder, because anybody can. If somebody's going to hack your computer, that's the first thing they're going to look at is your documents. That's the first thing they're going to steal: your documents, your pictures, and your music, and try to get your information from that. So name it hemorrhoid treatment or something along that line, where they would go, why would I want to look at that? So name it something bad, like save as Aunt Sadie's problem. And so it's, they're not going to go look at Aunt Sadie's problem, but if it was named passwords, they would go and look at it. So if you want to have something close to you where you don't have to look at the sheet of paper, or you don't have to go in your bedroom and look under the mattress, you can do that and save it like that. So here's what you want to do if you want to make it even more secure. First thing you want to do is you want to go on the internet. So I'm going to open up Google Chrome, and I'm going to go to Google. And you want to download a program called 7-Zip. That's 7-Zip, Z-I-P. And once you search for that, you want to make sure it's taking you to 7zip.org, and you want to click on the download link. And you want to download the corresponding program for the right version of Windows that you have, either 32-bit or 64-bit. The way you determine that, if you've got a computer that was built anytime in the last 4 or 5 years, most likely you've got a 64-bit version of Windows. Unless it was for some specific special reason, you've got a 32-bit. If you've got Windows 8, 8.1, or 10, it's almost 99% certainty you've got a 64-bit version of Windows. If you got Windows 7, Vista, XP, or something older like that, you may have a 32-bit. Here's how you figure it out if you don't already know. You click on the Start button. You go to Computer or My Computer, and you right click with the right mouse button, go down to Properties and click on it with the left button. And this opens the System Properties window, and right here under System Type, it tells you what you got. In my particular case, I've got a 32-bit operating system, so I know I've got 32-bit, so I'm going to download 7-zip for 32-bit Windows. I'm going to click on this and download it. Now, I've already got this on my computer, so I'm not going to actually download it and install it now. It's a very small program. Should take less than a minute to download, and probably once you go to run it, less than a minute to install on your computer. It's very quick. Once you have 7-zip, you want to find the document that you created, hemorrhoid treatment or Aunt Sadie's problem or whatever. Here's one I created earlier before the video called Uncle Joe's toe fungus. And so I'm going to right click on it with the right mouse button, and I'm going to go down to 7-zip, and I'm going to click on the very top one, Add to Archive. And you can leave all this stuff alone in here. The main reason we're wanting to do this is we want to password protect that one sheet of paper that has all those other passwords in it. This way you only have to remember one password. Should you need to remember the others, you'll need to enter this one in, then you can open that document which shows you all the other passwords. So I'm going to type in a password, one brown, capital BROWN, collie, like a dog, and an exclamation point. And you got to re-enter. It's going to make you do it twice. One brown collie, exclamation point. And then you click OK. And now it's made a file, a 7-zip file that's password protected. So you can delete the original version of the Uncle Joe's toe fungus or hemorrhoid treatment, whatever you weird name you name that file. Go ahead and delete it. And you can keep that on your computer, and it says Uncle Joe's toe fungus.7-zip. So anybody that goes into your computer is probably not going to even be curious. Even if they were and they double clicked on it, they wouldn't be able to open the program. You know, the first thing it's going to do, if they don't have 7-zip, is it's going to come up with something like this. If you need to go back and remember one of those passwords that you set before, you're going to right click on it. You're going to go to 7-zip, and you're going to tell it to open archive. And you'll see the Uncle Joe's thing in here, and it's going to ask you for that password. If you don't know that password, it's not going to open that document. So you have to remember that one password you put in there, one brown collie, exclamation point, and now it's going to open up your list of passwords for you. So that's a way you can secure your passwords, keep them on your computer, have multiple passwords for multiple sites, and be safe, and have a whole lot less chance of somebody stealing your information and actually being able to get your credit card or bank information, which is very important. Now, you can read about on the internet these password manager sites, which kind of work the same way. You only need one master password. But the problem with those is, so far, at least 2 of those sites have been hacked into. So you're just as safe doing it like this, like I just showed you with the 7-zip file, or actually writing it down on a sheet of paper and putting it under the mattress in your bed, and you'll be a whole lot safer. So use good password sense and be safe on the internet. I hope you learned something, and I wish you a good night, and we'll be back with you soon with another tech tip. Thanks, everybody.